This is again for sweet judgments. I missed over the most beautiful part of this whole message. I'm so sorry. Can you make a video response on Talmudic debate? Would be nice. Yeah, there's literally nothing more. If you're one of these people who's intellectually stimulated in life, and I find people sometimes discount themselves and they say, "I'm not smart." Everyone has a mind. Everyone has a brain, and everyone's brain is unique and individual and beautiful and wonderful. And your mind is the same way. And there's no way you're not smart. You're a human being, okay? You have the potential to pontificate on anything you want. And you can debate, and you can express yourself, and you can learn, and you can teach, and you can do anything you want. The most annoying expression to me is, we're only human. We're the pinnacle of creation. There's nothing higher than us, okay? So I don't like this thing. So when I say if you're one of these people who's intellectually stimulated, what I really mean is if you've already discovered that you're intellectually stimulated, you'll understand these thoughts. But if you're yet to discover that, it's only a matter of time because everyone's intellectually stimulated. There's no greater stimulation on this planet than intellectual stimulation, in my opinion. And I'm a sucker for stimulation of the soul more than other people. But intellectual stimulation is the highest form. Talmudic debate. When you open the Talmud, and people who have gotten a misconception of Talmud, excuse me, you see minds of geniuses at work in a way that can't properly be put into words. It can't be described. It can't be redone, and it can't be portrayed otherwise. The only way to get the beauty of a Talmudic debate is to simply open the Talmud and to learn it with a chavrusa. You can learn it on your own, and now recently ArtScroll, Baruch Hashem, completed their complete translation of the Talmud. Rabbi Steinsaltz Shlita, Nasi there is also almost done, almost complete. I believe there's no comparison in my opinion. With all due respect to what ArtScroll did, what he did, he doesn't just translate it. He doesn't just give you the supporting arguments. He goes into like the beauty, the logic, the depth, the breadth, the he gives you the not just the rationale, but what brought to the rationale and what concepts they're drawing from, and he makes it like a living, breathing document. I never saw such a beautiful work in my life than his translation of the Talmud. I would recommend it to anyone on any level of education. It's something that nowadays is lost and regulated only to like lawyers basically who have to go back, and I think what do they get, like the shepherds, they get some kind of, I don't know, but they have some kind of like listing of old cases, and they go and they see according to this old case what comes out on this new case, according to this old case what should be the verdict on this case, and then they go back and forth and they debate in law school. They have really animated debates sometimes. They get very excited, but the origin of this and where this comes out in its most beautiful form, par none. I mean, this is like you can't compare the Talmud to any other work in literature. It's not doable because the authors are all geniuses. Besides being saints, besides being completely righteous men, their intelligence, their intellect is like and generally you'll find I find if you study history, the intellect of man, because we're getting more technologically advanced, we're becoming intellectually lazy, and we're becoming more easily pacified by things like secular, like the movies and fiction and things like this, and we're letting our brains kind of relax and sleep and slumber while we get entertained by eye candy and simple pleasures like this. But this is something that's just a passing phase for humanity. Trust me, it'll come and it'll go, and we'll look back and wonder how we ever sat and stared at Three's Company like it was funny. We'll wonder about these things one day, even though the television is not, in my opinion, an invention that's going to be around forever. But anyway, the Talmudic debate, what they do is it's basically like, you start like a Mishnah. And it has like a subject basically, and the subject is based on verses in the five books of Moses. And from there we derive all types of legal applications that affect our lives today. And the beauty of the Talmud is not one stone is left unturned. They do not ignore one small minor detail that may come up in a case. And they reach such intellectual extremes, they reach such points that ordinary people will not even consider coming to. It's a work of beauty, it's a work of art, it's a work of intellectual mastery. I'll just give you an example that secular people might get turned on to open the Talmud. It's a very funny case. It's talking about so I got this case from I think he's Rabbinite David Jaffe, Yitzchak Jaffe, whatever. He's in Cornell, I think. Anyway, he said one time in public, he made this Devar Torah, that there's a case of a man walking on a roof, and he's walking apparently with an erection, and apparently he's naked, and apparently he falls off the roof, and apparently falls in such a way that it's on like a virgin, and he makes sure so she's not a virgin anymore. And I guess the Gemara goes into the legal ramifications. Does he have to marry her? What does he owe her damages or her father damages? Did he ruin her name? What exactly happened in such a case? To reach this case, I mean, it's not about imagination because this is not what these people thought about, but it's about intellectual honesty. That if they're going to tell you the law in a certain case, they're going to tell you every single ramification and every single manifestation that this case can undergo. And they're going to show you, according to their logic, why they believe what they believe, and what would change, and what would be different outcomes in the most extreme cases. In many of these cases, and they admit a lot of these things they talk about will never come to pass, but we want to exercise our logic. We want to show you logically why we're saying what we're saying, how it comes out to be, and why we can prove to you it's the truth from as given to Moshe. Basically, the whole thing it shows how the Torah is true and eternal, and how it goes back to what Moses, our teacher, peace be on him, taught and what he said, and how for every single small word, and even a letter, missing letter, a vowel, we can learn deep secrets of the nature of the universe and how a Jew is to behave in this world. I hope this helps. If this was something that stimulated you, I encourage you. Rabbi Steinsaltz's Talmud, translated into English and Hebrew, mind blowing stuff. You'll never regret buying any one of those books. Thank you so much, and God bless.